Hey guys, welcome back. We are on episode 3 of season 3 of the MKAU show. Today we have Fletcher, Sub-Zero, our boss. We have Breezy, and we have Hades the hobo. I had to say your name for you.
I was gonna say Breezy just had to like do the double pump and make us all look bad.
Yeah, I know. The newbies. So we got a few things we're going to talk about tonight. A little bit of movies, a little bit of gaming, a little bit of like convention-y type stuff. So I thought we'd start off with the release of Zack Snyder's cut of the Justice League. Without giving too many spoilers away because Hades hasn't seen it.
Yeah, I haven't
I
seen
watched
it
it
either.
last night when you told me to.
Did you actually watch it?
I stayed up to
Same
2 a.m.
here.
watching that shit.
Breezy and Hades watched it last night. I've still not had 4 hours to watch it, so
Oh, okay. Well, we won't spoil it too much, but we can discuss a little bit. I thought we'd just firstly discuss just in general how we feel about the whole situation. How do we feel about them releasing a movie that's 4 hours? Do you think this may be a trend? Do you think this is unsustainable? How do we think about the actual process in general? Anyone want
Hades
Um,
Hades can go first. He's just watched it.
to? Yeah.
What, you've never watched a 4-hour movie before?
I haven't, no.
I don't think I have either, actually. I think it was a worthwhile 4 hours if I hadn't already seen the 2-hour version.
Mm.
I think it won't be a trend because 4 hours is just too long to sit there and watch a movie.
Ironically though, when I sat there and watched it, it didn't feel like 4 hours to me. Did anyone else feel like that? I don't know. I just
No,
sat
like,
for
Felt
I-
like 6 hours for me.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Felt that
felt like 6
longer.
hours for me.
Yeah.
I felt
Yeah.
I honestly felt like it was just right. I actually really enjoyed like the 4-hour version of it. Like, I don't think it's infinitely better than the 2-hour version or what like the last one. But I mean, realistically, our culture these days is binge watching. We're like, like a season comes out and we watch 4 to 5 hours anyway. So
Yeah.
like a lot of people are saying, oh, 4 hours is too long, and then they'll go and watch 6 episodes of The Witcher.
Yeah.
So I like the experience. I don't want every movie to do that, but
Mhm.
But do you think the 4 hours was just sustainable because you were watching it at home? Like, if you could be doing other things at the same time as watching those 74 episodes of Sailor Moon. I know what you watch.
yeah,
Whereas in the movie cinema, you're stuck there not moving for 4 hours. You can't stretch your legs, you can't do nothing without missing some of the movie.
I did think about it when I was halfway through watching it because they kept popping up like every 20, 30 minutes, they're like part 1, part 2, part 3. I honestly felt like it was just going to pop up with like this big sign that says intermission in the middle, and there's just like nothing for half an hour, and then it starts again.
I was about to say, is this at the movies?
It was designed to be released at the IMAX.
I think it only, I think it
I
only
believe
released
it
on
went straight
stream.
to.
Because now that
stream.
now that I think about it, I saw Hateful Eight at the cinemas because it was a long movie and it did have an intermission. So I think if it was at the cinemas, they would have to have an intermission.
Yeah,
And I think that was
just
only
had like a
50
horde of
minutes.
people rushing the bathroom.
Tarantino movies are almost like 3 hours long.
I literally
Well, Hateful Eight was 3 hours and 7 minutes.
Yeah, I saw it in Sydney because the Sydney cinema was the only one showing the 8mm reel version of it, 8mm film version. So I waited for a trip to Sydney when I went for work and watched it. And there was a 15 or 20-minute intermission.
Yeah.
There actually is such a thing. I actually did a bit of research on, and there's actually a movie that goes for like several days.
Oh
Just
my
one
god.
movie.
Oh yeah, I
It's like-
do remember. I think it was made in like
No.
the
127 hours is just the title of the movie, Breezy. It's not the length.
No,
Wait.
movie.
I was going to say, is this... Yeah, okay. Cool.
it's actually a thing. Yeah,
Just in case.
but
Fletch
I was
knows what I'm talking about.
yeah, I was looking up some stuff in the movie because like I had to like start like counting certain things in the movie just because I'm watching a movie for 4 hours. I start getting bored and just like start nitpicking the movie. About half hour of the movie is dedicated to slow motion. So this movie could have been about like 3 hours and 30 minutes or maybe 3 hours and 20 minutes if they just sped up
The
everything.
Flash should
like...
just hurry up.
Yeah. The Flash scenes actually weren't too bad. Like, but everything else, like, I think they spent about like 20 minutes at the start of the movie, like introducing the mother boxes and them just like carrying them around. So I don't know whether they
Yeah,
could.
that stuff, 'cause we're not really giving too much away. I feel like Cyborg was like 10 times better than when
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
was in the original. Like
Yep.
he was fleshed out like to the max,
Mm.
you know. So because originally the first movie I hated him. Like I'm like, oh my god, he's so boring and useless. And this one actually gave him purpose. I found.
Yep.
What do you feel about like I feel Wonder Woman was way better too, right?
I think she's been the best part of that and Batman vs Superman.
Yeah,
Like,
she was so brutal.
No, I hated her in Batman and Superman.
really?
Yeah, because they underpowered don't know if I can say that. Underpowered her too much. Because in
Yeah.
her solo movie, which was set X amount of years before, she
Mm.
killed a god. Then she comes up against in Batman and Superman, and she's useless.
Yeah, even her
No,
new
like-
So
movie.
something there went wrong.
Even
Yeah,
her new movie, yeah.
Well, Doomsday is actually meant to be Doomsday. Supposed to be like the end of Superman, but it's not because of Superman killing him, but also dying.
I get what you mean.
Yeah.
Like Doomsday's, amalgamation of Superman.
My thing that's interesting about the movie is the fact that, like they said, this is his vision, this is what he originally wanted to do, and stuff like that. And like they're saying that, like, oh, I wish he had that from the start. Obviously, he had that, family tragedy. They had to step away from it. But even if that was his vision at the start, nobody would have approved a 4-hour movie
No.
beforehand.
Well, that's
So-
what I wanted you guys to like. Do you think now?
They call it the Snyder cut, but it was really the Snyder uncut.
Yeah, pretty much. They felt like there was no, but everything was good. Like I
Yeah.
can't even really think of many moments where I'm like, they should have cut that out. Like that would have lessened the movie. It feels like. Can you imagine how many hours of footage there may have been if that's,
Yeah. It's
his
interesting.
cut version?
It's interesting because obviously, like you said, it's is it going to be a direction that people move towards where they intentionally set out to make a 4-hour movie,
Even in
whereas
streaming
this guy
services,
just comes back to make his baby better, and obviously
Yeah.
he's like, this is his original vision, but hindsight, you could go back and change things that the fans didn't like just because they didn't like it. Like, who's to say that he didn't do that instead of that was his original vision?
Mm.
So re-releasing movies after you've had fan feedback is an interesting concept in its own.
Because we're
Like
moving
there's
a lot towards streaming, like streaming services. Is 4 hours too much even for a streaming service?
Mhm.
No, I reckon Fletch got it right. I reckon 4 hours at home
Mm-hmm.
is extremely doable.
Mm-hmm.
But this movie was designed to be watched in the IMAX.
Yeah.
The aspect ratio being so weird, and it doesn't work at home. Whereas the environment itself, sitting at home, I promise you, I can sit here for 12 hours and do nothing. So 4 hours is perfect for a movie.
Get
Like
your
I'll
comfy
probably
pants
even
on.
rewatch it and
Not
have it
gonna wear
on in the
pants.
background for 4 hours. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You can sit
So
there and do
it
your
would-
cleaning.
it probably wouldn't work for like, see, because there's people that do like, they go through like all of the sets of movies because it's a part of a set.
It was supposed to be a
So
part of the
it
set.
would
Yeah.
be because like so it'd be keep on. They would have to watch probably the original just to make it so that they can do it in one go. Otherwise, there would be multiple goes.
Yeah, but
I don't
any
know,
big
like
things
it-
like that, like try to sit down and watch all the Marvel movies at once.
Mm,
It's gonna take
There's
you days.
Star Wars.
yeah.
Yeah, even Star
Lord
Wars,
of the
Lord of the Rings.
Even Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, if you
Actually,
get the
Lord of the
uncut
Rings makes
version
it
of the Lord of the
doable.
Rings, they're about 4 hours, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think the
They're
longest one is
free.
4.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
They
the Return of the
range
King
from
or something
3
like
to
that.
4.5.
It's nuts.
So I suppose
And
there is
like, there's
technically a
also the
market.
Hobbit.
There is a market for long movies because I will sit and watch the 4-hour versions of Lord of the Rings easily.
Mm.
And still love them and still obsess over them. So if he had made a series of 4-hour, like 3-4-hour movies, I would have sat down merrily and still watched them. So
Mm,
I don't know. Maybe there is kind of a market for long movies, except like Haiti said, like sitting at home in the comfort
Well,
wearing your job.
normally you
It's-
see these director's cuts on the DVD, don't you?
Mhm.
Which
I reckon
No.
that's the better
It's
option
made
for
for
them.
home.
and no one buys the DVDs though. That's
You will be when
Anyway.
they release the 4-hour edition. All the
Uh,
hardcore fans will go get it.
I
Well,
would
isn't that
definitely
the way they do movies in general? Like, I may be wrong. Like, it may for the longest time, it used to be the theatrical release was for the producers. They can get all their money back. Like, they're the ones that go and pay for all that stuff. And then when it goes to DVD, the money from the DVD launch is where the director gets his like his major payout, which is why
yeah, big
he's
cut.
allowed to do the director's cut because it's going to be his money anyway. So if he makes a director's cut that everyone hates, it's
He ain't getting
on
none.
him, and the producers don't care. They've already got their money.
Mm.
Like these
I didn't know
days,
that. Like, if that's true, that's amazing.
yeah, like these days it's more interesting because it's more acceptable for a blockbuster movie to go straight to a streaming service, and still be eligible for Oscars and all that stuff. Like you have to do that limited theatrical release situation, but big movies are going straight to streaming services now.
Well, that
Like
might be
big games.
that might be the meeting point. Like during COVID, when all the cinemas were shut down, they were releasing movies straight to streaming services,
Yeah.
and there was a big issue. All the cinema companies got angry about it because you're basically going to cut out their use to ever exist again. But maybe that's your
Mm.
halfway point. Maybe that's your meeting point. You have to release something in the movies around the 2
Mhm.
to 2.5 hour mark. But then when it goes to streaming, you get the full release. Because 99% of the time you won't have swapped director halfway through.
Yeah, it would be pretty funny going forward. Every single movie has two versions.
Yeah, you want a 2-hour one or 4-hour one, honey?
That'd be cool.
I'll go with the 2-hour.
I didn't write this on the list, but do you think things like this and successes like this would potentially kill the cinematic industry when it comes to like cinemas and theaters and
Possibly.
I don't
I
know.
don't know. I just asked
But
that because
then-
Two-Tone and I walked past the cinema yesterday because we're wondering about King Kong. We looked and all the movies down the list were quite B grade. They had re-releases
Yeah.
of Lord of the Rings. They were replaying Lord of the Rings in the cinema.
It's because I've had nothing to play.
Yeah.
But do
It's only-
you think
it's only-
COVID may have killed going to the cinemas?
No.
I think
Keep in
it's
mind that-
Possibly.
I think it's
Like,
leading
the
that way.
aspect ratio of this movie was designed to be watched in a cinema.
Yeah.
It looks awful on your TV at home. And the only reason we all watched it here is because no one wants to go to the cinemas at the moment. But theoretically,
mean,
that trend's swinging back.
Do you think anyone's ever going to want to go to the cinemas again?
I
It's still a
mean,
great night out.
it's actually more of an
sure.
experience to go to the cinemas than it is to go than to just watch it at home. Because like in the cinemas, you get like it bigger, you get a lot of sounds, and sometimes if you get lucky, you get a cinema all to yourself. I've had it happen to me once or twice.
Yeah.
Like with Logan, when that came out to cinemas, I waited a couple of weeks, and then I went and watched it during a break, because I was still at college. So I had a massive ass break, and I was like, I'm gonna go watch it. They
We don't
actually,
want to know what you're doing in the cinemas by yourself. Please.
Yeah, I mean, when he said when you're getting lucky, it's an
Yeah.
empty cinema. I was
I
normally that's
think
for
I think
Netflix and chill at home, mate.
Look,
the
I-
experience of the movies is,
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, look, I mean, I haven't been to the movies. Last night was the first time I've been to a cinema since before March last year.
there you
And I-
go. That kind of highlights my point a little bit. Like, I haven't been to
And
the cinemas since
seriously,
COVID.
I don't think I obviously can't talk about it too much, but I wouldn't have watched like Godzilla vs Kong on the big screen is insanely good. You couldn't imagine it being anywhere near as good as it was if I just watched it at home. Like it's a good movie just to watch at home, but I've realized how much I've missed cinemas watching something like that on the big screen.
I think something like this might help cinemas evolve. Like I think cinemas will eventually move towards a smaller model. Like they're right now they're designed to get as many people in as possible. And like in Australia, at least we have gold class. Like
So
I
then white
reckon
gold class
cinemas will
everywhere.
slowly move towards that. So when you go there, it is an experience. Like your behavior is different. Like when you're watching it at home, half the time you got no pants on the couch with like snacks everywhere and stuff like that. Whereas like when you got your phone, distractions everywhere. But if you go to the cinema, you're going there to watch it. You don't have your phone out. It's a quiet experience. So like, yeah,
I
like
mean, isn't every cinema now practically gold class with recliners?
yeah, it's
Yeah,
leading
half
that
of them
way.
are.
So I
So
think
we live
it's
in
just speeding up
Sunnybank.
the process.
The cinema we were in last night had
Yeah, Sunnybank's good now.
full on gold class recliners, just for normal cinemas.
Not every cinema has that, but we just
Our
give it a
cinemas
quick-
replaced all their front rows with beds, so you actually lie down on a double bed.
Oh,
Yeah, I think they
Yeah.
did that with the gold class. The front half are beds, the back half are recliners or something like that.
I'd hate to be the one that cleans the beds, because you never know what you find in there.
no.
What would you
Yeah.
find in there, Breezy?
Yeah, what are you doing in the movies,
lot of-
Breezy?
What's the top 5 things you would find in there, Breezy?
A lot of smells. A lot of smells. We're
But
just like
no,
that.
going to the movies has realised I missed the movies. So no, I don't think cinemas are going anywhere.
Okay.
And I think they're releasing movies as a trial at the moment anyway, on cinemas and HBO or whatever at the same time. So I think while they're doing some trialing to see how it goes on streaming services, we'll see. I mean, I don't know. I think you'll find it'll go to movies first, and then maybe 2 weeks later, then it will go to streaming services as well. I don't know. Instead of at the same time.
Maybe
It'll
just
be
a faster
interesting to
release.
see. Because we can be like, we predicted that.
I want to go to the movies just to watch the Mortal Kombat trailer on the big screen again. That was great.
Well, I'm glad you said that because I was worried because I was sitting there watching Justice League and I was like, I don't miss the cinemas. And I literally have not been, even though our restrictions have been super eased in Australia. I felt no urge to go to the cinema to watch anything. Mind you, the selection's been pretty puss. But
I got there and literally forgot about COVID.
yeah, were you watching King Kong vs Godzilla? As if
Forgot
you-
it. No, even before we got into the cinema, just in the
We're in
foyer.
Australia. Most people have forgotten about
reminder of
Yeah,
COVID.
simpler
literally
times.
didn't even. Yeah, it was just. It
What is
felt
COVID?
just felt normal.
Oh, that's nice. Something about going on the weekend. All right. So
don't-
in
Just don't go to a
news,
Sydney one. That. I mean, yeah, that's right.
oh, I won't get.
I feel
Sydney.
attacked.
Ow.
Oh, Hades is here. Okay.
Oh yeah, I forgot Hades.
Oh, I feel attacked.
And Canberra. I was having in Canberra. so-
Yeah, don't go to the one where Breezy's been laid on the beds.
Okay, so
We
in
don't
big
have
news,
bad one.
Don't yell
big
at-
news, Microsoft have been rumored to buy Discord.
Yes.
Do you think this will have any ramifications, changes? What do you guys
No.
think about Microsoft owning the world soon in gaming? What do you think?
I'd
Stubby
rather
Joe?
Microsoft own it than Sony.
Yeah, look, I think if anyone's going to buy something, I think it's no problems with Microsoft buying it. I don't know. They seem to be doing all the right things, giving away all the right stuff.
But if you look at like what happened to Mixer, we lost Mixer because Microsoft was like, okay, we got to shut it down.
Yeah.
Because
So
of
that-
Yeah, but they did that because of a range of other reasons, not
They,
because of a product.
yeah, I think they would have kept going if it wasn't didn't have its problems that they couldn't fix.
Bearing in mind most of those were internal at Microsoft, so they could have fixed them anyway.
Look, I don't think it's going to change in any way. I reckon Microsoft being Microsoft, where they like to, hey, look, let's buy Bethesda and give you all their games now for practically nothing. Discord have become a little bit, and cheeky with their, we're going to take away your partnership if you can't keep this up, or if you want this now, you got to pay for so many nitro boosts just to get it again. Or I think Microsoft would pretty much reverse all of that sort of stuff and make people
and
use
the
it a
financial
little.
stability for them would make the platform pretty good.
And
I'm wondering whether they're. Sorry?
You'll start seeing it like integrated into the Xbox for chat and all sorts of stuff.
They reckon they'd want to buy it to go with the streaming style that they're going to move towards eventually. But what do you guys think about the $10 billion price tag on it when they acquired Bethesda, which is a money-making company, rather than just software that's not really money-making, for 7.5?
Don't know.
So they see potential in it.
Obviously, whatever they got planned for it means something to them.
Goes outside just gaming.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely.
I honestly wonder whether they want to buy Discord and like slowly insert Mixer into it. So like that's the new shell of it, and then they start making Discord like the streaming service to go to.
I don't think that'd be game enough to bring the word Mixer
know.
back in any way.
No, like
No.
well, like not use
Let's
Mixer,
try.
but like then they just start bringing features back in, like the
They just call it
bit-
Beam again.
Beam
I hope not.
2.0.
But I
Yeah.
mean, like the Mixer algorithm like
Right.
was amazing for them. Like it was like less than a
Yeah.
second delay and stuff like that.
Mhm.
It was one of the best on the market, and even other streaming companies were just like they didn't know how they did it. They did it so well, but it was just a really poor name because that changed like multiple times. Maybe they want to buy something else, and then down the line they're like, "Oh, look, we're streaming here." You know what I mean?
You bring
I
up a
don't
good point because, if like Hades said, if they're thinking of moving towards streaming, Discord, a lot of people stream on Discord anyway to
Mhm.
their Discord channel. Like they could start something similar to Twitch just through the Discord app.
But they want to look like theoretically everything's looking at going stream wise anyway, rather than console or PC or anything.
Mhm.
If they have a streaming service that's cloud based, you can play any game whatsoever for $10 a month, $20 a month, whatever it is. Newest releases, oldest releases, they're all up there. You pay X a month, you get to play it, and by owning Discord, you'd be able to have it across every platform. You want to play it on your mobile? That's fine. Discord's on mobile. Want to play it on your Xbox? That's fine. Now that we own it, Discord's on Xbox, Discord's on your PC.
Yep.
Wouldn't they be aren't they doing that already now just through the app?
Sort of.
With the Xbox app? Xbox app's on PC, Xbox is on...
You still have to download the games though, don't you?
No, it just streams. If you open up the Xbox app, and if you're currently part of the... What's it even called? Project something? What's it called? The streaming service? Whatever it's
Project
called.
X. Yeah.
Project xCloud. You can just stream Forza or whatever's in there. We can already do that.
Well, there you go. It all
It was just
kind
an
of
expansion on
links
it.
together so nicely.
Yeah.
I think the thing that's really good about Microsoft over the years is that when they buy something, they just buy it and then just keep it running as is. Like they put Mojang, and everyone's like thinking that that's going to be a Microsoft exclusive, and they're just like, no, we don't care. Just keep going.
That's what I'm saying. They're smart. They know it already works. They're not going to fuck around with it. You know, they're just going to leave it as it is.
$10 billion though. Wow, it's pretty nuts.
Like I said, compared to the 7.5 for Bethesda.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. I think the good thing about Microsoft is when they do try to tweak stuff and they really stuff it up, like they did recently with trying to sneakily increase the price. I think was it the Game Pass?
No,
Xbox
like
Live.
Xbox Live.
Xbox Live, when they sneakily tried to increase the price of Xbox Live and the community destroyed them over it. They quickly went.
Took them like a day, and then be like, yeah.
They're like,
sorry.
Hey guys, we stuffed up and realized you guys don't want this, and then they backpedaled and changed it back.
I think places do that just to get a bit of a let's just do it.
A reaction.
Just see what the reaction is, but we'll reverse it anyway. I don't know.
They're trying to see what
they're just testing the waters.
See what they can get away with.
Exactly. That's what it is. Yeah, correct.
But at least they did apologize.
See, Xbox Live is dead now. It's Xbox Network.
Yep.
Yeah, that's crazy. Hey?
That's what I was about to check before, actually.
It's just like, but they're not changing anything. They're just like, yeah, we're just changing the name.
That's
Like
because it's just one part of it or something. Like it's not Xbox Live that's changing. It's the background of it.
Mm. It's just because it's accessible, because it's like so many places now. Like I know that for a while, I should have done a bit of research on this, but like they wanted to bring Game Pass to Switch as a purely streaming option. So like, it's a Microsoft option on the Switch, but I honestly don't know whether that was just speculation.
No, I think it'll happen, to be honest.
Yep.
I don't know. Nintendo's pretty picky on what things go on where.
Not
especially
anymore.
if you look at...
Not anymore. Have you seen the game's Hades reviews on the Switch, dude? Nintendo don't give a shit anymore.
Mm.
Wait, what are you trying to say? Why target Hades with those? Because it's only the games Hades reviews are like that.
Because we know what you're reviewing on there, buddy.
But if you look at like Pixelmon, when that was on, like, that was big, but it was based off of something that was created by Nintendo as well. And they were like, no, we don't want that. We want the money. There was no money coming from that mod, but they decided, no, we're gonna take it away because you didn't ask us for permission. Sorry for stuttering.
Yeah, you're right, Bruce.
But yeah, they go and see stuff that stares and go, yeah, we're making money off of that. We don't. Are you gonna ask us for the licensing? And if they say no, we're just doing it for free, and it just gonna go, okay, we want money incoming from it. So if you're not gonna get money incoming for the licensing, then we're gonna take it off of you.
Yeah. Yeah, they're pretty cutthroat. All right. Well, this weekend.
Laughing at Hades.
Huh?
It's Hades laughing at it. It's
Nothing
so
at.
suspicious, man.
He looks too relaxed.
He's hitting,
Well, there you go. This is Hades' area anyway.
he's hitting
So
the
Steve
booze.
set a concurrent user record this weekend.
Yeah, I know nothing about this, so
Yeah.
Well,
Do you
concurrent
wanna-
record means like most at one time.
Yeah, so they had most players. They said concurrent user. So they had the biggest record ever Rainbow Six Siege amount of Rainbow Six Siege players this weekend.
is that because it was free? Wasn't it free?
Well,
At this
I don't
weekend?
know.
Yeah,
So
could have been.
I thought it was
it's
free.
still on
Yeah.
the Game Pass at the moment, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, still Game Pass.
And didn't when did Heist drop?
A week ago.
Be the reason too. So has anyone played Heist? Rainbow Six Heist?
No, never heard of it.
No.
Is it Heist?
I'm still
I never
learning
played
Rainbow
Heist.
Six.
Yes, we've all
You know
played
what I
it.
played when Heist came out? Ranked.
Crimson Heist.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So did that
I
drop this
pretty much got the. Sorry, Stace.
No, you go, Bree.
I pretty much, as soon as it came out, I was like, okay, I'm gonna buy the battle pass or whatever it is, and so that I could test out the new character.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I found him to be not as easy to use like the ones that I've used.
Why is that,
Oh,
Breezy?
I haven't-
He dropped A with this new Crimson Heist, right?
Mhm.
Flores?
Yeah.
Flores? Is that his name?
He has the RCXDs.
Flores. Yeah.
Yeah.
He pretty much if he's special, it's like dropping a drone. Why not have the drone that he drops at the start? Not be able to explode when it's at the starting point, but be able to be used after it gets exploded.
Love something, but that's a really good idea if you get your drone into the drone room and it just explodes on
Without a
the start of the
timer.
game. Can you imagine that?
It gets
No, if it counted down like beats and then all of a sudden exploded and someone couldn't find it in the room and then it just died. I thought that would be pretty funny.
If you could pre-play some like C4s,
Yeah,
drive them all into place, and then blow them all up at once.
yeah. Coordinated, like
Even if like,
007
like a stun
GoldenEye?
grenade or something.
suicide
So
bomber.
it might not kill them, but like a stun grenade would be pretty sick.
Yeah. So although Hades brought up a good point earlier when him and I were talking about so although it probably had the record of concurrent users online, we were talking about, and Subby knows this as well because Subby's done the research, that if you're ever streaming it on Twitch, it actually has one of the worst viewer to player ratio.
streamer to viewer.
Yeah. Streamer to viewer ratio. Do you want to comment on that, Hades, since you and I were talking about it?
I have no comments. I think you covered it.
Oh, why do you think that?
Why do I think it? Because we checked the statistics and it said it.
Yeah, but
So
why do you think people don't like to watch Siege?
I don't know. Siege is obviously an older game now. It's entering its 6th year. I don't know. I personally still love watching it. I think it's great the way that the meta changes constantly, the way the maps constantly are tweaked rather than completely redone. Like new maps are nice, but even reworks change the meta strats against them. The fact that the game's constantly evolving from season to season with how operators are used and yeah, just general strategies. I love that it's always changing. I know a
I
couple of
enjoy-
pros are leaving.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, Pengu retired. Canadian retired.
I think he retired.
Yeah.
So I used to be a massive like esports COD fiend. I used to watch, but
Bet you
over
loved
the-
G2.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I was
Shock.
gonna say over the years, well, not over the years, over the last probably year or 2 years, I've actually enjoyed watching competitive Siege more than COD.
Yeah, I like the overhead camera that you watch. I'd love just to see where everyone is all at the exact same time.
Yeah, it's just something's drawn me in more than watching professional COD. There's just something about watching Siege because it's I know it like both COD and Siege are fast, but I think it's because it's such a dense environment. It doesn't really give people opportunities to stand in a corner and wait for someone. It's like, I don't know, it's full on the whole time. I find it's so strategic. Like it's so strategic.
That's what I
It's just
find the reason I prefer it, because it makes you think. Like COD
Yeah.
for me is a game where I can just turn my brain off. You're running gun, you die, it doesn't matter, doesn't mean anything. You get a kill, it doesn't really matter, doesn't mean anything. You get a respawn in 1 second. Whereas Siege, it's 5v5. If you die, that's it for the round. You can just sit there and backseat game for your mates.
And you can screw your team over by dying. You know, if you're
100%.
holding a position that's going to open up to everyone. So
You said there was a record for like concurrent players. Like, was there a specific player that had like a stupid high number that drew a lot of people in, or?
No, not for watching, for users. How
playing.
many people logged on and
Well,
played over the last
yeah.
weekend?
Yeah, I don't know what the actual number is.
Because yeah, like I was just wondering whether it was like a thing of like a horde mentality. You know, you see a bunch of people playing, you're like, you know what, I'm gonna play it too, and then they jump on the bandwagon, and
Yeah.
then someone else. You know what I mean? So just wondered if there was like one person that started the Mexican wave of Rainbow Six players. It's probably someone with like an unboxing video of like opening 100 packs or something.
133,000 concurrent players on Steam. That's just on Steam. So basically 120,000 on Steam. That can't be right. It's got to be more than that, right?
So that seems pretty low.
Hmm.
That does seem low. Rainbow Six breaks 200,000.
Anyway,
Hmm.
That must be that one. There you go. So I don't know.
Have you
maybe-
guys seen the update on? How many of you play Siege on PC?
No, none of us.
None of you? Well, they
I
just
don't
brought
even
in a
know
new
PC.
replay system to help, not to help catch cheaters. The theory, I believe, was so that you could see that they weren't cheating, and all it's doing is catching cheaters, where you can go in and see the replay from their view for the whole round. Like you could go back and watch the whole round as people,
Oh god.
and the
Yeah,
amount
it's-
of people that
it's
you
like-
see
like
right in
theater
and just start
mode.
watching you through walls, like that you can see where they're walling.
Auto aimbot.
Amazing.
When did they bring that in?
it's on test servers, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's theater
I think
mode.
it went
It's
live.
essentially theater mode for COD, like COD.
yeah.
That's crazy. That's good though, right?
It's fantastic. It's so good.
So that
It
kind
means
of brings
that you be getting. Sorry, I'm stuttering again. Sorry. It means that they will be seeing what you've done. If you cheated at all, you'll be caught.
You will be caught, Breezy, yes. Don't do it.
Breezy the ultimate aimbot.
No, I don't do it.
Turn your hacks off.
Well, you won't be able to TK people out of anger anymore, Katie.
Yeah.
Whoa,
Agreed,
whoa,
man.
whoa! Getting attacked over here. I don't TK people.
Yeah. It's,
You just
I am a
stop them from
gentleman
living.
and a scholar.
that kind of leads into the next point. So, well, was it last month? I don't know. Sometime this week, a streamer got on Twitch, broke Ubisoft's NDA, and started openly streaming over an hour of Rainbow Six Quarantine, which actually is codenamed Parasite.
Is it?
Right.
Alright.
Codename Parasite. So, thoughts, feelings on people doing dumb crap like this? Anyone? This is blatant disrespect, which is
Don't
quite
know. Question I have, because I've seen a little bit. I've seen a little bit of it. Was
Well,
did
whoever
he
read
did he
it.
did he know he was streaming but playing dumb just to
Well,
get
what
an hour
I-
worth of footage out there, or did he legitimately didn't realize he was streaming?
It's a long
Uh,
stream for someone to fake, like accidentally do it.
It is, considering from what I've heard, there's a lot of pop-ups coming up on the screen saying stop streaming.
like,
Yeah.
like, I
Stuff
guess.
like
You go.
stuff like that could. It's like you're testing it. You are a test player. You're not supposed to stream it. If everybody who test streams, test plays a game that's meant to come out but is not yet fully released,
hmm
it's like ruining. Especially if it's got a story mode, it would be ruining the story. Pretty much destroying what people enjoy doing on their own, because people would be coming in and telling them what has happened, and
Mm.
then they find out, oh, you just spoiled the story for me. It's like I wanted to find out the story myself. I've now lost that feeling of going to be that I was going to
Excited.
have.
Yeah. Plus, look, the other thing too is these are very early builds, and they can be damaging. People see it and say, "Oh, that looks shit. I'm not going to buy that."
Good point.
You know, this is
Reputation.
it's a technical alpha or something. I think it was. So it was really early.
Yeah, well, that's what I was gonna say. It wasn't an accident because apparently there was a few people invited to it as
Yes.
a technical alpha, and
Correct.
it was a written NDA that they had
Correct.
to sign and
Correct.
send back.
Yes.
And institutional little has gone on and just streamed for over an hour.
Just
And
a
it's-
counterpoint to your notion, Subby, that it can be really damaging because people look at it, it's unfinished, they say, "Oh, this is shit. I don't want this." It can potentially have the other effect. Hey, look, shit, I never wanted to play it. Watch the test footage. Actually,
You know,
You
it definitely can
what?
always. It can definitely always go the other way. But the reason they're under NDA and people are given test builds for that reason to test. It's probably a really early build of the game. It's not even anywhere near the finished version. It's a game
Yeah, but-
just for them to test the servers, the live servers on.
but the best example of a release that slipped out somewhere is Deadpool, right? Whether they'd made the movie or not,
Right,
that clip went viral, and within a couple of years, the full movie gets released.
Yeah,
Deadpool doesn't happen if that clip doesn't get leaked.
Mm.
I did
get
ask Subby.
the grainy clip for that.
I asked Subby about it. I was like, have they commented on it and the fact, and they've gone out there and acknowledged, like, yes, we are working on it.
Yes,
I guess if if like a leak happens and then a week later there's like a really shiny pre-prepared trailer that pops out, then you start to wonder. But it really looked early build for this one, so I don't think we'll see anything for a while. Maybe like a pre-rendered screenshot, just something to acknowledge that, like, yeah, like this looks better than what you saw. I'd want to start doing some damage control if I was Ubisoft, but
Yeah. Well, I'd want to sue the ass off him.
Yeah, the dude's gonna either get his final warning, one and only warning, or he's just not getting anything from Ubisoft again. Pretty much.
Because it pretty much destroys, by him streaming that, it pretty much destroyed their trust in giving him more games to test.
Correct.
But especially like with us, we have to keep our games that we test run secret.
On the lockdown. That's right, Breezy. Keep it on the lockdown.
And
That's right. Don't tell anyone we're playing the next Call of Duty. I mean, what?
What?
I didn't say you said fast. You said fast.
That's funny. I don't know. Like Haiti said, it can do the opposite. Like I looked at it and went, "Ooh, I like the hub," because I could only find it like a few 5-second clips. Like Ubisoft were really good at shutting that stuff down like straight away and deleting a lot of stuff. So
Not
there's
that.
a
Not
few,
that
like,
good. Not that good.
Well, yeah. I could only find a few screen grabs and a few like gifs. But I like the HUD and I like what some of the characters look like. I'm a little disappointed they went the alien route. I was dead ass hoping for zombies. like somehow being able to turn into zombies. Because what was that mode a while ago, Hades?
Quarantine.
Was it?
It's
Yep.
Is that what it was
the
called?
same name, you
Yep.
twat.
I didn't know it was had the same name. I swear it had a different
What?
name.
It's a mode that they released previously.
Yeah, I know.
Like, and I'm talking years ago, something. That's why the
Yeah,
whole
I know.
idea behind this game
I
was
do
the old
remember.
one. So you
Yeah.
can't talk about it. It was years old.
What are you talking about? I never said that. I'm confused.
Anyway,
Me too.
Yeah,
I
I'm confused.
yeah, I was disappointed that it was aliens and I was like goo pods and stuff. I was like, I would love to see how they reacted in a zombie situation, but whatever. And an escort mission. No one likes escort missions.
Yeah.
Nah.
I was gonna say, like, I guess, like, if you're gonna do a zombies mode and you can't do it better than Call of Duty, that's got to be the scrutiny that you'll go against immediately. So maybe
That
they're
is
just
the
like,
bar, right?
It literally
Yeah.
reminds me of that mode that Call of Duty Ghosts had in it. Whatever that was.
that was Extinction.
Extinction? Yeah, it reminds me of that.
I enjoyed that.
Did you?
But yeah.
Loser.
Mm.
Sucked.
It's like we spent like an entire weekend trying to play that shitty level, and like when I actually finished it, I actually really liked it. I was like, let's go again. But yeah, that whole mode died out immediately after the first DLC that came out. Nobody even picked it up. You couldn't even find games to join.
Trash.
So Outriders is coming out soon. What do
Sure
we think
is.
about big titles dropping straight to Game Pass?
I'm happy.
Like, is it about like I don't know.
I mean, for demos, it would be good because like it's demo. They're not like the full game, and then when the full game comes out, people just go, "Okay, I played the demo. I enjoyed the demo. I'm gonna buy the full version
Yes.
so that I can continue playing." And also, them adding that any progress that you've done in the demo, you're getting that progress added to the full game.
Yes.
That makes it a lot more better, so that you're not like restarting all over again and going, "Oh my god, I just did this."
Breezy. What do you think about Outriders going to Games Pass?
The full game.
The full game.
I actually paid for the demo before it went to Game Pass.
You can't pay for the demo. You're talking about the game.
No, I paid for the. No, I.
Demo's free.
Demo's free.
I'm-
So the game.
Hobie's question is, are you out of pocket or not?
Did you pre-order the game already? Right, so it's going to Games Pass. What do you think about it going to Games Pass instead of having to buy it?
I could see it as a good potential because like there's a bit of money from Game Pass. You're having to pay for Game Pass, and then you got a demo on there.
It's not a demo, it's a full game.
Full game.
There we go, Breezy. You're getting there, buddy.
Let's just skip Breezy. Hades, what do you reckon about games going to Games Pass?
Big game.
Big games, not even first party games.
I
Like
think
this one.
it's fantastic I think it's fantastic for your average player. I think it'll convince those that normally wouldn't purchase a game to give one a go,
Correct.
and they might like it. It's gonna just increase customer satisfaction. You're not gonna pay $100 for a game and go, "Geez, hated this," and you're just out of pocket. By going straight to Games Pass, you know what? Sure, I pay $10 a month, but again, you get everything covered by it. I think they should have.
$10 going either.
Yeah. But like, I think they might have screwed up by doing it with a game they had already had for pre-order. I think maybe they should have planned it better. Maybe they should have done this with a game that they hadn't even put out for pre-order.
Yeah, it seemed like a bit of a late agreement.
Kind of like a
between...
surprise decision.
Yeah, which, you know, there's no reason why you can't just cancel a pre-order, but I don't know. Look, I like Games Pass. I think the amount of games people can play that wouldn't, like Hades said, wouldn't normally play something. And a lot of people probably wouldn't have thought about picking it up. Now they're going to play it. which is going to be great for the online portion. Going to be heaps of people playing it online now.
I'm wondering whether like the game's focused around microtransactions because I didn't see anything in the demo. But a lot like there's been quite a few games like big note games like Fallout 4 came to Game Pass when it initially started, and then within like a month it was gone. And like like every month this game's leaving there, so I wonder if this is just like we're gonna put it on there for 3 months, get some really high view accounts because there's tons of people playing, and then yank it from the store and have to get people to buy it if they want to continue on with their progress.
Yeah, look, I think
Smart
that's
marketing.
where the problems will come up is that when they do take it away, people are forced to. All right, if I want to keep playing, I've got to buy it. But by then, surely it's on sale. It's on special.
Not if it's like Destiny and it gets like super big.
You know, Destiny's a good one. They've got all the expansions there
It's
too.
like
What if
the
they
next
take
Destiny.
Destiny away with all the expansions? People are left with not being able to play it. That's a good
I think the
point.
one that's on Game Pass is just the Beyond Light, so you can't do the seasonal stuff unless you buy the season pass. Like they're sneaky behind it. It's kind of like the battle pass, like for each season. Like you have to buy that, and that gives you access to the missions in that season.
But isn't there only like one mission per season pass?
Kind of, but like they have like a goal for each season. Like they got in-game seals you can work for, which they release missions and objectives throughout the season, which for better or worse keeps people playing because there's FOMO, fear of missing out. If Outriders can hit on any level of that and then take the game away, they'll probably make a big payload in the second half. I mean, like they get like a big income in quarter 1 and 2, and then 3 and 4 they get a second like payout. Even if you
Right
said like it goes
away.
on sale, that's like that'd be awesome for them. Something
Right,
they can
the
look
second
forward to.
wave. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I was a little bit. What if you want to get a collector's edition, and you can just be like Stubby, get the collector's edition and just sell the dip.
They don't hardly do collector's editions anymore. No one.
Yeah.
They're disappearing really fast.
Yeah.
Either that or they do a Resident Evil and make it too expensive.
Or limited till people like scalp them on eBay straight away.
Yeah,
Well, like, have we looked at the edition that like I'm assuming it's just going to be the stock standard edition that's going there, whereas you can't preload it.
So it'll always be the standard edition. Yeah.
Yeah, so if you want to pre-order the $150 edition with all sorts of extra skins and stuff like that, it kind of sucks that you can't just buy that extra expansion part on it because you can already get the base game for free on Game Pass. Well, like not I say free, but obviously if you're paying for Game Pass.
Yeah, look, I think the Games Pass is there for you to try games I think you normally wouldn't. And if you want it when it's gone, you buy it. It's just it's a Netflix. Check it out while it's there.
So now, Breezy, can you answer?
No, don't.
How do you
Move on.
feel about big games going to Game Pass? Do you think it'll be good for the industry?
Yeah, possibly.
Do you have Games Pass, Breezy?
Yes,
Do you like it?
I enjoy it
Why?
because I get a lot of games that like I'm not able to play because of how expensive they are.
Bingo.
And each week,
Bingo.
so-
No one has $100 to fork out for Outriders that people are so unsure about as to begin with. They can just play it on Games Pass for $10. They don't like it, or Games Pass, cancel it after a month.
It's only Xbox, isn't it? Like even though it's on Game Pass, I know there's a separation between PC, Xbox, Game Pass.
They have already
Xbox.
they have said it's not going to be on Games Pass PC. Yeah,
So
at
it's
this
just a
point,
console
it's just
version.
the console version. Yeah,
That's interesting.
for now, I reckon they will. They will.
Which is weird because it normally goes on PC and not Xbox or something like that. So that's a nice change.
Yeah.
It'll
All right, last thing.
Last thing.
Last thing. We'll wrap it up.
Yeah.
So a lot of the gaming community right now will know that PAX Online tickets was a huge mess, huge bungle. It was almost as bad as the console launches. So, what do we think about the PAX tickets and concerns? We probably spoke about this a bit last week with Matt, but What's the go? What do you think?
I think they didn't prepare well. They should have had prepared for any
Mhm.
amount of people that are gonna be buying tickets. I was actually prepared to even if they were gonna release them at midnight, I was prepared to stay up till midnight just to go and buy them. But because they did it during the day, a lot more people were up, and it made tickets hard to get because of the servers crashing because of the amount of people buying at the same
I
time.
actually agree with you, Breezy. They were so ill prepared, and they knew this was going to happen.
I
They were
think
limited. They were in the middle of the day when everyone could grab them. It was just ridiculous.
I think if they didn't mention the word limited
Mm-hmm.
in the beginning, it wouldn't have been such a
Mess.
frenzy for everyone trying to get on at once, and it would just
Yep.
be normal. At the same time, I don't think they realised how many people were actually keen to get back into conventions and buy tickets. So.
Was you,
I'm going to
Tubby,
say
or
it's a
someone else?
conspiracy. I reckon
Yeah,
there was never tickets to begin with.
I
Some people got tickets. I did see some people's proof of
Well, I heard
tickets.
from someone that they said they didn't anticipate this many people wanting to go. As if they didn't. Have they even gone onto the floor and seen what PAX looks like just in a normal year? How could they say, "Oh, we don't think they're going to sell out anyway"?
I think their mistake was saying limited over and over and over, thinking people are going to miss out. Shit, we need to get on straight away and try to secure some. If they didn't mention limited, they wouldn't have bothered. It wouldn't have crashed.
I'm not I'm not a super IT expert or anything like that, but surely there's got to be a way to anticipate that there's have a count. There's already this many people on your website, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
So if you see that many people sitting on that website already, gosh, yeah.
Yeah, it's called.
knows?
They're adding. So I don't know whether you read their actual announcement. They're doing what pop culture and that do when it comes to Funko releases, and they're putting a virtual queue in.
Yeah.
So only a certain number of connections at once before you put in a queue, and once someone's finished shopping and close the browser down, another person comes in. So
yeah,
they're doing that this time round.
It's got to be a nightmare. I would not want to be the person to have to try and manage that. So
well, they've had to.
Feel sorry for them.
They also said in the same message they pretty much have to rewrite and add that feature into their store to do that. So I don't think you'll see him come back for at least a week or so. That's not going to happen quickly.
But yeah, I'm wanting to really go because I've never been to a gaming convention or a convention in general. So I'm I didn't get to go last year because of COVID.
Didn't happen.
Yeah. So I was extremely disappointed that it was cancelled. So this year,
you're gonna love it. Because PAX is the pinnacle of Australian conventions.
But there's things like Comic-Con and stuff like that I really want to go to. I dreamt of going to them because of the amount of things that there is to do at a convention is not like your normal average day or what you find on the internet.
What can you do?
But you don't get to experience the feeling of being in a convention. I've never had that feeling. That's why I wanted to go to something.
Oh, Hazel. Feed that feeling. Right to Hades. I don't know, so I wasn't here for last week's podcast, but I've been around to quite a few streamers and asked their feelings, wherever they're going. The general consensus from a lot of the higher up partnered streamers are they're gonna miss it this year. Because one, it's very limited, and two, it just takes one case to shut down Australia again. Because that many people are packed into one place. So, and even going down just to hang out with people that are going, the general public want to be in the places where the gamers are. So even if you say, oh, I'm only going down to go to the bars with my friends, it just takes one of those general public who has it to go, oh, I want to go to the bars where all the gamers are going. You know, you can get sick even from that, even if you don't even step inside the convention, if you're just going down for a good time. Because my idea was if I didn't get a ticket, I'm just gonna go down anyway so I can hang with all the MK people, do some shopping during the day, go hang in the restaurants at night, you know. So now I'm worried because it just takes one person to get sick, and then I've got to quarantine for 2 weeks, and then I get in trouble from my boss.
Have they said anything about price protection or something like that with the tickets itself? Like
They
what
have actually.
They
managed
have,
to get
yes.
through?
Yep.
That's the biggest stipulation.
That doesn't
No matter
apply
what
to your
happens-
flights, your hotels.
No, your
Yeah,
flights,
yeah,
Exactly,
obviously.
Hades.
your flights and your hotels, you'll have to deal with
Mhm.
those
Separately.
but
Yeah.
they will refund you if there's a COVID thing or.
That's cool. So like at least it's not like, oh, we'll send you a gift card and come next time or something like that.
Yeah. So if anything happens leading up,
Fix
to
your
it,
cam,
yeah,
Breezy.
Pax will
Yeah, I'm trying to.
reimburse
Don't-
your ticket. But Hades brings up a good point. Like airline hosts,
It's working
like
now, leave
airlines
it.
trying to get
Okay.
you know refunds on your ticket is like getting blood from a stone. You know, an accommodation unless you have like most of them won't give you.
I think
like,
if
a
I
refund
do,
for
I think
24
when
hour notice or something.
I think when I do flights and accommodation, I'm going to really drill them for questions and get it in writing.
Well, I think I won't actually book flights until really close to date, which is gonna be more expensive, but I'm
Do it,
gonna
drive
try
down.
and hold off.
For the like ticket release itself, like for PAX, I'm wondering whether they always plan to do. Oh, we lost someone.
But let's breeze.
I'm wondering whether like they've always had a plan to do that.
God.
Like that they wanted to do a first wave, and then
It's
you
not
know
coming
say, oh,
back
it's
in.
all gone. Like, and then like a month later, there's like, oh look, we got some more tickets or something like that. Like through the
They
year,
actually do that, PAX.
yeah, through the year, like they could have increased capacity limits for the events, like simply because it's a limited event now. So they definitely know that there's less going than what there was last time. So they can be like, oh look, surprise, we got more tickets. Whether they were always planning to do that.
Yeah. Well, PAX are like they normally do a couple of waves of tickets, don't they? So leading up.
Usually
They
a
only
week,
do
though.
they only do the early bird and then they just open the rest up until they run out generally.
Maybe it's Comic-Con, but I know at least one convention we go to, they do early bird and then like first release tickets and then like general.
So they'll have a number of the early birds and then they'll just have the normal tickets up again. Three or single days for a dearer price. I think they usually do it.
Yeah.
Do you feel unsafe about going, Hades? I know
No.
you're fearless. You don't give a crap.
I couldn't get. I'm definitely one of those people that's over COVID.
Yeah, look, I think I have to go into the.
I understand that there's a lot that aren't, which is why the whole PAX thing, like you said, I can't believe that they didn't expect so many people to hit their website at once. But then you also followed up with, I can understand a lot of the consensus is a lot of people aren't going to bother going because of COVID.
Yeah.
Like maybe PAX took that into account as well, and they said, yeah, look, normally it'd crash the server, but only 50% of them are going to come, so we won't bother doing anything.
Yeah, that's why I think they legitimately didn't realize that. I think they thought it's 50-50 because people still worried, so it should be fine. But they were obviously wrong. So
yeah, see, Melbourne people are worried because they've had to live through it. Interstate people are like
over and over constantly.
Brisbane's like been okay. We'll go, you know. So I don't know. Maybe if it wasn't in Melbourne, I wouldn't be so cautious. But Melbourne's been the only real hotspot. Well, Sydney has been, but Melbourne's been off chops. Like you kind of expect Sydney to kind of be a hotspot because it's tourist central.
I mean, Brisbane's no better in a degree. We've got a lot of internationals coming in and hotel.
Yeah, but ours been shut down real quick, and they've been like.
Well, that's all they've got to do.
Melbourne City itself has been off chops, but they've been without cases for ages though, even as well, right?
I think I'm not too worried anymore, to be honest. I mean, I look at all these. I look at all these football stadiums full now, and there's never an issue. Those places are cramped, really cramped.
That's a good point. All right, we might wrap it up there. Hey, thanks for watching, guys. If you want to follow us, we're on all social media. Just look up MKAU Gaming. You can buy our merch in our new merch store, which you can find links on our social media. That's been all of us. I'm Stace. This is Hades. This is Subby. And this is Fletcher. And we'd like to say good night. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.